Always leaders and followers. It is just a fact that the followers in a market are much more than the leaders. It is also a choice whether you want to be a leader or a follower. There is a place for a second league. People are making good money in a second league, but it's only a few who distinguish themselves and progress to the first league and therefore become competitive. But of course there's life in the second league. People actually make good money in the second league. So the Me Too idea should not be outright just to be rejected as not a viable choice. If you are fine that you will not earn top earnings with your business, that your margins will be under pressure, then you can do business in that way. But of course, from a business school perspective and an improvement perspective, we would always encourage entrepreneurs to aim higher, to be better than just a follower of others. So Me Too is a reality, but Me Too is not necessarily a sustainable position. The name of the game is differentiation. You need to think about how you can differentiate your businesses from others. So to be a real competitor, to be really in the competitive game, you want to think about what you can do to be different than your competitors. And the adjacent concept to that is this whole idea of non-imitability. That means that it should not be easy for others just to copy you. You should do something in such a way that it's not easy for your competitors to just in a day or two adapt your practices. So to build an organization where there is an intense capacity where it's very difficult to imitate what that competitor is doing, those are the things then at the forefront of differentiation. Of course, price in any product and service offering is always important, but you cannot just compete on price. There needs to be other features, there needs to be other attractors around your offering that brings people repetitively back to your business. But let me also introduce in this conversation the concept of new market creation. You cannot just offer what you are doing at a same set of customers. You need to grow your customer base, and to do that you need to think of how can I create new markets. And that can be through an extension of your current product line by thereby becoming more attractive to current buyers of your products or services. So let me give you an example of a product extension. In the old days, garages were places where you can only buy petrol. Today, those forecourts are retail convenience stores. And yes, they are complementing what they are doing there in fulfilling a consumer's need for diesel or petrol for his vehicle, but at the same time also offering other retail products and services at his disposal. That's an example of a product extension onto your current product and customer base. You can only get out of a crowded space if you concentrate on creating new users of your product. And the interesting fact is that the non-users of your product and services are always much more than the current users. So focusing on the non-users and thinking, what can I do for them? What feature can I add to my product and service that would enlighten them, that would pull them towards me? And that is how you get yourself out of this competitive pack that's where there's close competition and high rivalry between the parties. So new market creation, then focusing on the non-users. But there's also a third part, and that is that you need to make sure that what you offer to consumers perceived by them as valuable and rare. And entrepreneurs are fantastically positioned to do this, because the valuable and the rare part can be individualistic features of the offering, and the personal contribution of the entrepreneur in rendering the service or presenting the product. And many big brands has been built around the enthusiasm, the skills, and the rare qualities of an entrepreneur. That at the base of the competitive race is the ability to differentiate. You can differentiate on features and on adding qualities that the user value. But secondly, there is also the position of a low-cost producer, where you are doing things in your value chain, where you are buying products that is really cost competitive. But in this day and age, it isn't anymore like in the 1980s, where low quality is equal to cheap products. Today, you can have products at a very competitive price, but of a reasonable to high quality standard. And why is that? Because we've improved our manufacturing capacities, and we can produce at much lower volume units of high quality. My advice would be around to think like an innovator, because it is the innovative and creativity capabilities that gives businesses a benefit to not just be a follower of others. The second one would be to look at the gaps in the consumer markets. Those needs are there, but it's entrepreneurs who's got the eye to pick up the cues for those needs and to fulfill those needs. Thirdly, you have to have supplier partners and other people working in your value chain, where you can rely on their innovation and their in their creativity to help you to build whatever you are offering in a different way that would make you not a follower but a leader. And lastly, dream. You have to dream. You have to have high aspirations, because we don't fly high because we don't think that we can also fly at that level. So to have aspirations for something that's unique, that's for something that's different, that sets into motion a process of delivering something that's unique and different, that's not imitable to end users.